The Canadian populace in 2021 comprised 23% of individuals classified as immigrants, either landed immigrants or permanent residents, which is the highest percentage since Confederation in 1867. Canada has achieved a new milestone in immigration, surpassing even its own 1921 record, and having the highest immigration rate among all G7 nations. Statistics Canada's population projections based on current demographic trends indicate that Canada's immigrant population could potentially surge to 29.1% to 34% of the total population by 2041. These projections gain additional backing from Canada's yearly immigration levels plan for 2023 to 2025, which was publicly disclosed on November 1, 2022. Canada's come on into 465,000 immigrants in 2023, 485,000 in 2024, and a whopping 500,000 in 2025. You might be wondering why Canada is taking in so many new immigrants with all these big numbers. So, Canada's population is changing. Let's dive in and learn more. Canada's immigration is going up because people aren't having enough babies and the population is getting old. Canada's job market is getting smaller because of demographics, and it's messing up the economy. So, the 2021 census says that there were way more old people than young people. The oldies grew 6 times faster than the kiddos from 2016 to 2021. There are now 7 million Canadians over 65, which is 18.3% more than in 2016. Now, 19% of Canadians fall into this age group. People in Canada are getting older real fast. The latest census from 2011 to 2016 shows the biggest increase in folks aged 65 and above 20%. Canada's population growth is slowing down on its own, and now it's getting worse because not enough babies are being born. To keep the population steady, every woman should have about 2.1 kids. Canadians aren't having as many babies as they used to. In fact, the fertility rate hit an all-time low of 1.4 kids per woman in 2020. Canada had way fewer babies in 2020, down 3.6%, the biggest drop since '97. Solution for all: Canada needs immigration for continued economic development and growth. To maintain consistent production of goods and delivery of services, every country requires a strong labor force that drives national spending and consumption through its inhabitants. Lack of workforce and weak population hinders production and spending, thus impacting the economic well-being of a country. Canada can avoid such problems in the country with increased immigration. Canada heavily depends on immigration for population growth due to the aforementioned issues. Almost 80% of the population growth in Canada from 2016 to 2021 was due to new immigrants coming to the country, whether they were permanent or temporary. Canada's population grew almost twice as fast as other G7 nations during that period. Canada's labor force has benefited significantly from the growth in population driven by immigration. Immigrants accounted for 79.9% of the national workforce growth between 2016 and 2021. According to the Financial Post, Canada's heightened immigration can help resolve a historic employment shortage. According to a report from RBC economists Nathan Jansen and Claire Fan, Canada's labour market conditions are preventing more than half of all Canadian businesses from increasing production, compared to 40% before the pandemic and 30% a decade ago, as noted by the Financial Post. Fortunately, an increase in immigration, with a focus on utilizing newcomers' skills and integrating them into the Canadian workforce, can significantly improve workforce productivity. Immigration will boost Canadian labour force growth and, in turn, accelerate economic growth across the country. Canada's economy will keep growing as more new immigrants enter the workforce, earn and spend money. With more immigrants joining Canadian citizens in paying taxes and spending money on necessities such as housing and transportation, the national economy will grow.